let's get into it.
So it's the biggest news of the day, no doubt about it.
Of the month,
of the year for MLB. I think it's the biggest news of the year. At least that's what everyone's making it out to be.
No, it is.
Well, all right, we can say it. The Shohei Ohtani is being shut down as he's being shut down pretty much as a pitcher. He's still going to play he's still going to DH, but he's being shut down because he is going to, I think, require Tommy John again.
Well,
that is the rumor.
Torn UCL, I believe, is what they said.
Yeah.
Now, Shohei has had a Tommy John already in 2018, I believe.
Correct.
And this is what I heard, which I'm not sure, but I heard that the MRI had already been done, and they knew there was a small tear in this UCL, and they continued to pitch him.
Ooh. Now, let me ask you something.
Now, that is a
big no-no.
Egregious.
But
if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. It's just what I heard. But if that's true, oh my God.
Now, did you hear that from one of those I Hate the Angels group chats or no?
Probably.
It could have been.
You know what? Actually, Shohei, you're right. Shohei was in a Dodger uniform on Instagram.
On the fucking Instagram.
All right, never mind.
Never mind. Shocker. Listen, if you have an MRI as an athlete, right? And Shohei, who's any MLB pitcher, when they tell you, hey, you have a small tear, you're not going out there pitching again.
Yeah, that
so
didn't
I
make
don't
any
think
sense.
he knew about it. Or I don't think the team knew, and everybody wants to blame the Angels. They're a shit organization, we know.
We fired them at the beginning of the show.
Yes, but I said last week and the week before, if you've been watching Ohtani pitch that last handful of games, he's left the game for fatigue.
Yes.
He's left the game for fatigue, which maybe it grew to this. Who knows? Maybe they were saying it was fatigue. Maybe he was getting arm soreness. They want to, don't scare anyone away, etc. Now, if he cannot pitch, let's say he can't pitch for a year. Is he worth the money? To me, he would be worth the amount of money a little bit less than what Bryce Harper got.
Man.
And I only say that.
As a DH, Papa?
Well, I say that because he can only DH. He's a phenomenal guy at the plate. Now, who's not to say he comes back from this injury? Maybe you only use him in a different situation as a pitcher.
If you're Shohei's agent, he came out and said he's going to continue to bat at DH.
100%.
Yeah.
I do not understand that.
Well, he did it last time.
But here's the thing. This, to me, is a telltale sign that he's going to come back to the Angels.
Oh, I agree.
I think the Angels still give him $600 million, and he's not worth it. If you're the Dodgers, you do not give this guy $500, $600. You don't even give him $400 because he's another Tommy John. He's this close to another Tommy John. And how many pitchers do you know that had more than two that have been successful? This is humongous news, Eddie Money. They might have cost this man $200 to $300 million.
There's no way that we can keep blaming the Angels, though.
I blame them all the fucking time.
You cannot. We cannot.
I do it freely and effortlessly.
How can the Angels? How can the Angels know and the player not know?
It's impossible. If they knew, I guarantee you they went to him. If they knew, and this is a big if they knew, I'm sure they went to Ohtani and they're like, look, man, the decision's yours. If you want to keep playing, pitching, and all that, that's on you. We recommend you shut you down. I truly don't think, though, they
knew.
Yeah.
He's leaving games for fatigue. I think it started to build up. Something's been there.
If he's saying fatigue in his arm, come on, man.
No. He didn't say in his arm. He said that's what the team was reporting. He left the game for fatigue. Maybe they were keeping that and bringing it out as fatigue when Ohtani was maybe coming to the piece of shit manager that they have in Phil Nevin and saying, my arm hurts or I'm done for the day. Man. Maybe he knew. Maybe Ohtani knew and didn't say anything.
Maybe he's such a competitor. He's pushed himself to last the longest. That's what I think.
I could see that.
And from not wanting to let people down because they go to the stadium to see him pitch, to hit, etc.
He needs Jerry Maguire as his agent or me. Someone needs to be in that kid's ear and say,
you would only talk to the Dodgers.
Yeah, listen. No, they called from Philadelphia. No,
Philly. No, cheesesteaks.
The Dodgers actually called.
Yeah, the Dodgers have been calling all week.
But here's the thing, man. It's a free agent year. Angels, by the way, have had the worst record since the trade deadline.
The worst.
You called it. Rafa called it.
The worst.
And if you're his agent, you can say, Papa, listen, like, we have too much money on the line. This is maybe the biggest ever like switch in money, or what'd you say?
I don't think it's going to be that big.
People are saying it's $100-200 million.
This has to be a $200 million thing. It has to
Guys,
be.
I think for me, when you look at signing him, how many seasons were you actually going to get out of him?
Pitching?
Yes.
So in the podcast, it's an interesting thing. With Mookie, remember when Trout came on
Yes.
Mookie's podcast and they asked, it was very honest and real, and not a lot of people saw this, but Mookie asked Trout, he's like, how many more years do you think he can pitch? And Trout, and they both agreed, he said maybe 5.
Exactly. Maybe 5.
Yeah.
So how could you give him 12 years or 10 years at $600 million
When he's not
not going to pitch the entire time?
Yes.
But he's
He leads the
one of
league
the-
in home runs.
Well, he's leading the league in home runs. He's probably one of the 4 best offensive players in the league,
Yes.
right? If you know, the 2 guys
Well,
on the
imagine
Dodgers.
if he didn't have to pitch every 5th day.
Imagine
It'd be
if he
even
didn't-
better.
Right. I agree. How much are those other guys making? Take Machado's deal. Take Tatis's deal. Harper's deal. What are those deals? Those deals are $300, $400 million for 12 years, 10 years, whatever it is. I think he still gets north of 350.
Man.
North of 350.
But
Yeah.
He's a superstar.
he is, you know what? And it's going to be worth, he is worth that, even though he's not a pitcher, because of you're bringing a fan base, you're bringing a whole nother country, you're bringing a whole nother, like,
A
couple
whole new
continents.
They're bringing
world.
other teams.
Yeah,
Like, people just want to watch him.
Yeah, and he is a marketing, like, just a money flow. Like, he's the cash cow. He's a cash cow. If you put him on your team, you're just going to make money because of marketing and everything else. So the other thing that just came out, so Trout finally comes back
One day.
finds out about Ohtani, is like, I'm not doing this. So where did this leave the Angels? I mean, obviously it's an embarrassment because Trout's like, I wasn't ready. I was going to come back to play with Ohtani. And as soon as Ohtani says he's hurt, he says, I'm not playing.
Well, Ohtani's injury they found out last night.
Yeah.
Yes.
Trout didn't play the 2 games yesterday. He got hurt after the game on Tuesday that he played.
Oh, so you're saying this has nothing to do with Ohtani?
No, he's actually hurt. They put him
Oh,
on.
he's been hurt.
No, but they put him on the DL since yesterday, and Ohtani's story came out late last night. I don't think that's the case.
You don't think nothing had one to do with the other? Come
No,
on, man.
I don't think so.
Because here's the thing: if that's the case, then they were bringing Trout back too early, and he's injured.
I think at this point in the season where the Angels are sitting in the standings, which is fucking far away from a playoff spot, why would Trout even say, I'm ready to go? Because you can say, you're the doctor, you can say, oh, he's ready to go, he's fine, but Trout's like, no, I'm not ready. You can't force him to go out on the field.
So why did he go out?
Because maybe he more than likely was ready.
And now he's not ready after
He
one
got
game?
hurt on Tuesday night.
What was it?
He aggravated some shit.
Not the wrist.
No, I don't think so.
No, I thought it was his back.
I thought so
it
too.
was-
Oh yeah. No, he's
It's
he's
'cause got
becoming
that
Larry
weird
Bird.
Swing. He's like Tiger.
He's becoming
analogy.
No, it was his wrist.
Larry Bird.
It was his wrist?
Yeah.
Last
Again?
night again.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, I want to say I'm going to compare this, and it's Mike Trout. We before the season started, before Ohtani's year, and even last year, you can argue that Trout was, and baseball people everywhere, I think, will agree with a lot of people that Mike Trout was the best baseball player we had ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Arguably. Okay. Well, I think it's Barry Bonds.
Barry
but
Bonds, yeah.
I agree. But Mike Trout, 5'2", all the way around, one of the best we've ever seen. Larry Bird, one of the best we've ever seen, but he couldn't, he was shorted because of injuries. I think Trout is baseball's Larry Bird.
I like that take. I actually like that a lot.
He's not playing. He's not how many games are he missing every year?
Yeah.
We're getting cheated from his greatness, and it's not his. It's not his fault. He's getting hurt.
Let's put a ball on this thing. Where do we see the organization? Are both guys with the Angels? Well, first, let's conquer the Ohtani thing. Does he come back? Is there any, regardless of money, I think the Angels offer the most because they have to. Mm-hmm. They have to. But are they so upset with the Angels that they're going to go somewhere else?
I don't believe that they're upset because I don't believe that theory that the Angels knew about this and threw him out there. Who the fuck lies to a player? Have you ever seen it?
Jason Worth. I mean, it happens all the fucking time.
It happens all the time, but I don't
different.
think you do it with the best player in baseball.
No, you don't play with
the Angels are a shit show.
Especially when you're trying to bring that player back.
Yeah, you don't just throw him out there.
Listen, I hope you guys are all right. I hope that's right.
I don't know. I don't think it makes sense. If he feels pain, he's gonna tell you I'm not going out there. He's gonna tell you that. I think this has been weeks coming. He's been leaving games early, 5th and 6th inning. There's been something there.
I think this is a case of like what you guys said, is that he's a competitor. If he's coming out for fatigue, I don't think they even okay, just come out.
Of course. I think he calls the shots.
He does, obviously.
100%.
But as an organization, it's like, let's check everything out here. Why are you being fatigued? Why does your elbow? Let's get some MRIs done.
I think going to your question about where he ends up next year.
Yeah.
I think the teams are going to wait to see if how's the arm.
Yeah.
I think before you make an offer. Right? I don't see the Dodgers spending that amount of money.
I don't either.
I don't see them spending that amount of money ever.
Nope.
So, and I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think
either.
they spend that amount of money.
Sucks because I wanted to see it happen. We would be in Dodger uniform, catcher gear. That's probably not going to happen now.
No, because we still got the World Series bet.
Okay.
Which some guy commented they don't have uniforms in our size.
Yes.
Listen, have you seen the guy from the Mets?
Yes.
Danny Burgers.
Yeah, Danny Burgers. That's a big dude.
What was the pitcher from the Mets also? What's
Bartolo?
Bartolo.
I might wear a fucking Bartolo jersey in the fucking man. Dodger game. Fuck it.
Come on.
We need you in uniform.
His actual uniform. So I think teams will do their homework. I think you're right. The Angels offer them the most.
And he stays.
Yeah, north of 350, I think.
I think he stays, which in turn, because we called Eddie Money, had the ESPN report last week, and the number was over 700.
Yeah.
Over 700.
That's
so
a crazy
if they offer him 400, he just lost 300
Those
million.
are rumors, though, guys.
Yeah.
We're battling
think
with
that
At the
rumors.
very least, he lost 200 million.
I don't know. Somebody would have given him 600 million.
The Angels?
Someone would have.
Yeah.
Guys.
The Mariners.
Because I felt like after each home run, like the price just went up.
Listen, like I said, he's a cash cow, and people are going to show up. Japan's a huge country, and they should be proud. Just like he's sort of like the Fernando Mania of Japan, right? Like,
I think he's bigger.
Hideo,
than that.
100%. Hideo Nomo
Was huge.
Channel Park,
In Korea.
These countries, Andres Galarraga, Venezuela, they take pride. Dominicans, I mean, everyone's Dominican.
Yeah, they fucking the Dominicans. They got TVs all over. They have
over
like fucking
here.
players in every game.
This is the only big Dominican that doesn't play baseball. He wants to box. Yes. So
my prediction: Ohtani with the Angels, and Artie Moreno should sell the fucking team.
yes.
Re-sign Ohtani, sell the team, make sure you broker another TV deal or whatever, sell off the team, and hire real fucking baseball people.
Yes. Now, let me ask you this. I know Trout's under contract for probably, another 5 years?
At least.
Does Trout say, I'm sort of done with this shit? Send me to Philly. Send me back home, Papa.
I don't know.
Send me to the Mets. Send me to New York. I think
Mets? The fuck? Everybody goes to the Mets and then they get traded away.
Yeah.
I think the Angels need to make that call. I don't think it should be on
Wow.
Trout. I get it. Like, it's the homegrown guy. You drafted him.
Yeah.
You developed him.
we just seen it all.
But it's at a certain point,
Right.
too. It's like, if you're the greatest generational player and you haven't been to a playoff.
Yeah.
I get it, and injuries, and the Angels have done a shitty job
But
of
they've
building
tried,
around-
Luke.
They've tried it.
tried.
They've tried. They've spent bad money.
By the way,
I
he has
think-
The
7
Dodgers,
years.
the Dodgers, all of the fucking
He has 7 more years
Yeah.
left. 7 more left.
Oh,
2030.
yeah, fuck.
There are teams. There are teams that are good, like the Phillies, that I guarantee would make a trade with the Angels.
Oh, they give everything.
Yeah.
But then there are bad teams too, and I'm not saying this would happen, but a team like the Royals,
Yeah, I knew you were
Who
going to say
would-
the Royals.
who would
Nobody
trade-
goes to Kansas City.
But I'm saying who would
Jackson.
take a trade for Trout just for the name? Like there's teams you got to look at it as a business thing too. Like teams would also trade for Trout just for the name.
Yeah, but I think,
I
think
the
I
Giants.
think you'd
maybe?
have
the
the
Giants.
I could see
could see
that.
the Giants.
Yeah.
You have. There's got to be a respect factor between the
Yes,
Angels
yes,
and Trout.
that's the thing.
Where it's like, hey, we're thinking of trading you. This is what we have on the table: the Giants, the Phillies, the Mets, the Yankees,
Toronto.
the Red Sox.
Well, there was the report that
Tampa.
teams called about
Tampa would never
Trout at the deadline. Just they checked in, and the rumors were
Kicking the tires.
Yeah, the rumors were San Francisco, Toronto, New York, and Tampa. And Tampa was the one that everyone looked out for because they're like, they may
Yeah.
trade away one of those
Yeah.
pitchers, a AAA pitcher,
That's
and a
not
couple of
Tampa
guys.
cannot afford that.
They can't.
That's
yeah.
not Tampa. They can't afford that. Tampa is the A's of this era.
The only way it would have worked is everyone said that they would have brought Trout in, and then they would have had to let like McClanahan walk in free agency. They would have had to like let
Tommy
go.
John from McClanahan.
Wander Franco.
Well, he's gone.
That,
He
that's
gone.
that solved its own issue.
He gone.
But yeah,
He gone.
So the Angels are garbage franchise. If they resign, and I fucking love Ohtani at the Angels because you guys hate him.
This guy has defended the
I've
Angels.
defended the
for
Angels.
45 episodes.
44.
Or 44.
44 episodes, and today in episode 45,
Finally came to your
I'm
senses.
done with them.